I use paragraphs while I'm talking to my friends. The father sod replied, I love going off the beach. I love to go swimming. The baby eggs love it, and Colby, Anthony love it, Elizabeth love it, but I need to take a clue. Keep an eye on the little X because they might snatch little kids' snacks and the little kids' drinks and little kids' food. And I keep telling them no snatching. That's rude. You have to ask first. And no nuzzling. Sod replied, I was wondering the same thing. Does anyone have any ideas? Sod laughed at Elizabeth's comment and said, yeah, I remember that. The lifeguard was being a bit of a buzzkill. They're just mad that we like to have a little fun in the kiddie pool. Sod looked at the little eggs and smiled. Looks like those little guys are getting a bit too close to you. Maybe they want some attention. Sod burst out laughing at Colby's comment. Oh man, Colby, that's gross. You've got the strangest ideas, buddy. Sod couldn't help but chuckle at Colby's request. All right, Colby, here you go. Sod made a playful giggle sound. Sod watched as the little eggs got excited and squealed when Elizabeth tapped them. Sod laughed and said, looks like they really like the attention. They're almost like puppies, so full of energy. Sod looked at the little egg that was not feeling well and became concerned. Whoa, hold up. One of the little ones doesn't look happy. Let's stop the car and check him out. Sod picked up the little egg that was not feeling well and gently cradled him in his arms. He tried to comfort the little egg by softly stroking his head and making soothing, hushing sounds. Hey, little buddy, what's wrong? Are you feeling sick? Sod asked in a gentle voice. Sod frowned with concern and gently touched the little egg's forehead. You don't feel too hot. Headache, huh? And your throat hurts too? That doesn't sound good. Sod nodded in agreement with Elizabeth, feeling sympathetic towards the little egg. Yeah, poor little guy, it's never fun being sick. And hey, why's the other egg getting mad? Sod watched as the sick little egg suddenly latched onto Elizabeth's hand with its tiny grip. Looks like someone's feeling clingy. Sod teased, gently prying the little egg off Elizabeth's hand. Sod chuckled at Elizabeth's reaction to the sick little egg's grip. You're a saint, Elizabeth. Most people would be yelling, get this thing off me by now. But you're just cool with it. Sod's expression turned from playful to one of concern as the little egg started crying uncontrollably. He held the little egg close, trying to soothe him. Hey, buddy, it's okay. Shh, it's okay, little guy. We're here for you. Sins and times are the just and 10 as he Sod gently rocked the little egg in his arms and continued making soothing sounds. Sod couldn't help but stifle a laugh at the situation. Oh man, Elizabeth, you really did talk a lot at the doctor's office. Even the doctor couldn't handle it anymore. Sod nudged Elizabeth playfully on the arm, teasing her for her excessive talking. Sod nodded in response to the question. Actually, I do have a question. Do you know what's causing the little egg's headache and sore throat? Is it something serious or just a common cold? Sod considered this possibility for a moment before nodding in agreement. The disappoint. You think that's so, yeah, and she said, Nestle, that's the you're going to talk to me, it's kids. Is if he sleeps with his mouth open, it could lead to a sore throat and discomfort. Sod gently touched the little egg's forehead again. But he still feels a bit warm. We should keep monitoring him. Sod noticed a stern look on his father's face, directed towards Elizabeth. Sod glanced over at the rearview mirror and could see his father's disapproving expression. Sod raised an eyebrow curiously, wondering what the cause of this look might be. Sod chuckled softly, realizing that his father's stern look was directed at him rather than Elizabeth. He knew that his father was probably getting frustrated with all the chaos and commotion in the car. Sod turned to his father and said, Don't give me that look, Dad. I've got everything under control. Sod, noticing his father's stern look and request, turned his attention to Elizabeth. He spoke in a serious tone. Elizabeth, you've been quite talkative today. You need to settle down, all right? We're trying to focus here, and your constant chatter is a bit distracting. Saad nodded in agreement with his father's statement. Yes, Dad's right. You were talking a lot at the doctor's office. The doctor even snapped at you, remember? You need to tone it down a bit. Saad gave Elizabeth a gentle but firm nudge on the arm. Saad noticed how unusually quiet Elizabeth was when they arrived home. He had grown accustomed to her chatty personality and lively demeanor, so seeing her so subdued was somewhat jarring. Saad approached her gently. Hey, you okay? You're so quiet. Something wrong? He placed a gentle hand on her shoulder. Saad was taken aback by Elizabeth's abrupt response. He hadn't expected her to snap at him like that. Confused and slightly hurt, Saad removed his hand from her shoulder and took a small step back. Whoa, easy there. I was just checking on you. You've been uncharacteristically quiet, and it's not like you. What's going on? Saad spoke softly, concern evident in his voice. Saad watched as one of the little eggs waddled over to Elizabeth and poked her with surprising strength. Elizabeth let out a small squeak of surprise, rubbing the spot where the little egg had poked her. Saad couldn't help but laugh a bit at the scene before him. Looks like your little friend there has a pretty strong poke. They don't mess around, Saad said, still chuckling softly. Saud's laughter quickly turned to shock and horror as he witnessed Elizabeth's sudden and violent reaction. His eyes widened, and his jaw dropped as he watched her grab the little egg and begin to choke it. Saud could hardly believe what he was seeing. No, Elizabeth, stop. What the hell are you doing? Saud yelled, his voice filled with panic and fear. He immediately lunged towards her to try to intervene, desperately trying to wrench the little egg from her grasp. Saud managed to pull the little egg away from Elizabeth's grip. He held the little egg gently in his hands, carefully examining it for any signs of injury. The little egg was coughing and gasping for air, its small body trembling. Saud looked up at Elizabeth, his expression a mix of anger and concern. What light confers I beg to you, weak thy sake first sate das an hunting somtivichin. So it for me are gitches. It's thy case. And you could have seriously hurt this little guy, Saud scolded, his voice filled with frustration and worry. Saad sat quietly with the little egg tucked safely in his arms. He couldn't help but notice Elizabeth's unusual silence. Normally, she would be buzzing with her constant chatter, but she seemed unusually withdrawn. Saad gently caressed the little egg's head, his thoughts focused on taking care of it. He glanced over at Elizabeth, her subdued behavior a stark contrast to her usual lively self. Saad wondered if something was troubling her, but chose not to press the matter at the moment. Instead, he continued to focus on the little egg, ensuring it was comfortable and recovering from the previous incident. As Elizabeth lay on the floor after falling down a few stairs, she heard a soft, gentle noise nearby. She looked up to see one of the little eggs slowly making its way towards her. With curious, watery eyes, the little egg approached her and nuzzled into her side, emitting a soft, comforting chirp. Though her own body ached from the fall, Elizabeth couldn't help but smile at the adorable gesture. She gently patted the little egg on its feathery head, feeling a surge of affection for the tiny creature that had come to her side in her moment of weakness. Elizabeth's heart ached as the little egg nuzzled into her, its warm and soft body seeking comfort. She couldn't help but feel guilty for her previous actions, recalling how she had grabbed the little egg in anger and almost choked it to death. But now, with the little egg snuggling against her, its little chirps soothing her soul, Elizabeth's heart softened. She gently ran her fingers through its downy feathers and softly whispered back, "I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to hurt you. I love you too, little guy. I'm sorry dat you sardine others feestings, whether be on a drie six of reach." Saud watched in shock as his father suddenly lashed out and struck Elizabeth in the face. Anger welled up within him, and he quickly intervened, stepping protectively in front of Elizabeth. "Dad, what the hell are you doing? You can't just hit her like that," Saud yelled, his voice filled with a mix of anger and disbelief. He shielded Elizabeth from any further harm, his stance firm and defensive. Saud, still feeling defensive and protective over Elizabeth, paused for a moment at her peculiar question. He looked at her quizzically, trying to understand the connection she was making. "What do you mean, Elizabeth?" "The little eggs look like ovaries," Saud repeated, confusion evident in his tone. Curious, Saud's gaze darted between the eggs and Elizabeth, trying to understand where she was going with this unusual comparison.